Hey students, welcome back for figure drawing. We are going to work on the light and shadow for the figure this time. Here is our example drawing that I worked on today. And then we'll go through and talk about building that up into a finished drawing. So, I didn't want to get too dark to start off with. So I started my sketch. I'm looking at the picture on my iPad up there on the top left, and I'm sketching with white charcoal just because this can kind of be easier to smooth away and erase than a darker charcoal. So I'm just going to try to start drawing that out in this way, and I'll just give myself a good idea about how big it is, where it can fit, and then I'll refine it as I go through and make my drawing. So I'm going to just rub that down with a paper towel, or I just used my hand. And now I'm going to go back in and start to use my charcoal pencil. This is a medium charcoal pencil, and I'm going to try to start by, figuring out how wide that arm is. Where does the shadow run up and down that arm? I'm going to do a little shading there. This is done at 3 times speed. So you're going to see something that's about 8 minutes long. It was actually closer to 25 minutes. So we'll go through here, start to build up a little bit more of the drawing, and it just allows me to have a lighter touch with the dark pencil because I saved getting too dark early on by using the white. So I'm going to start by kind of getting the highlights on that shoulder, figuring out how they go down the arm. There we go. I'm going to bring those out a little bit stronger. And then we're going to go up the neck and back onto the shoulder as well. There we go. And this is the main area of where the light on the left moves over to the shadow on the right. I'm going to add a little bit of the hair. I was particularly trying to get, the shoulder and the neck in this drawing. I'm not really focusing on the face too much. It's there. I do put some detail. I think I kind of mess it up a little bit, but that was not my main goal. Working on the ear here, erasing a little bit out, getting a highlight underneath the ear, moving down across the jaw towards the front of the face. Then I'm going to go through and start to, get that core shadow built up along the front of the face. Maybe figure out a little bit of the features. But definitely try to keep it simple. In my ideal world, I would have used the backside of this paper, which has less texture to it. But our whole process drawing that we made in class was already on this side, so we're sticking to it. One of the things that I liked about this pose was the fact that the face was mostly in shadow. So I wanted to show the face in shadow and the front of the body in shadow. You usually don't get tons of poses that look like this. So I thought it was kind of unique, and that's why I wanted to draw it. If you look at the reference photo for this, you're going to notice that there's a lot of bounce light and reflected light in the front of the face, in the front of the chest. But I am keeping that grouped with the shadows. I don't want them to stand out. One thing I think I did in making this drawing is I let the nose get a little too long and the eye is up just a little too high. I think it should be just a little bit lower. So, with more time, I would have maybe tried to find that out, but I wanted to keep this quick as I could make it. So, when your drawing's finished, you're going to have our shapes. You're going to make a ribbon yourself, and you're going to do a focus of the figure. So I'm not doing the whole figure. This one is zoomed in, but you could do one part of the figure. In the folder, there are hands, there are back views, there are front views, and I'm going to try to add just a few more before the day's through so that you have some more choices. I also took some pictures of some casts and some other things that you could use to really show the light and shadow that I have here at home. Building up that core shadow, kind of trying to get the different values of the shadows. Where is it the darkest? And where is it just a medium or average shadow? Kind of moving along the torso next to the arm. And I just really think I spend a lot of time just kind of going over that, kind of trying to keep it fairly solid. Here's the core shadow along the arm. Just kind of making it a little bit darker. I'm going across the form and I'm also going up and down to slowly bring that out and hopefully not make it too dark too fast. If I put too much pressure, it would be a pure black. And other than the eyelashes and maybe the hole in the ear, I'm not sure if there are any pure blacks in this. So we're building this up just a little bit more, trying to get the different forms on the front of the chest, the pectorals, and how does that move down into the breast? How does the arm differentiate from the back? Here I'm going to start adding a little bit of white. The backgrounds around the figure are very, very bright white. So in the end, I decided that this is a drawing where I needed to add that in just to make the light reflections make more sense. And before I get finished, I'm also going to add some white to the back side of her figure as well. Let's bring those lights up just a little bit more on the face, the highlights on the cheek, the jaw, the neck. I think I go back into the back right there a little bit more, down the arm just a little bit more. And overall, I think that's about it. I'm thinking about light, highlights, halftones, core shadow, cast shadow, just a little bit of work in the hair, a couple spots where it's extra dark. We'll put those in. And then I think that's about it for this drawing. I'm going to let it kind of fade out as I get up towards the other objects. So, good luck with your figure drawing, and I can't wait to see your results. I guess we should look at the final piece together. A little premature on that one. So here is what the whole sheet looks like, and here is the extra finish where I added a little extra white to the background. So thank you